what is the purpose of this workshop, what agenda mainly. Actually, we are planning to start embedded Linux device course from November 16th onwards. So this course is especially for recommended for working professionals, either non-freshers, you can do this course, okay? So maybe whoever start their career in embedded Linux device development environment, like advanced embedded system environment, like embedded Android, Yocto project, like a driver development. So that type of we have the view is there, be a better course for you. Okay, in this course we are going actually today workshop. Okay, today workshop we are going to cover the prerequisites. So this course needs some prerequisites, that is especially for Linux basics, shell programming, this course overview, what the purpose of the course, what is behind the concept, what embedded Linux system. The overall we are going to study today a lot of terminology and the new kind of the points we are going discussing clearly. Technology related terminology we are going to study. So today the skill set, some skill set we are going to cover. These are things we are going to study today workshop. Okay. And this picture explains clearly. So our course layout actually, what is the embedded Linux device our course, what the picture. So I mentioned clearly. Actually, our course divided into two levels, level 1 and level 2. The level 1 is the essential course. So whoever the beginner enter to the Linux platform is the essential course. So here we can study about the mainly system level programming as well as the device, the basic concept we are going to study. OS operation concept and the essential level. Okay, these are very important level. So the level 1, whatever things you study, these things are useful to develop the project in the embedded device session, the level 2. The level 2 session. The level 2 will start the projects only. So here the level 1 skill sets are important actually. For example, if you are going to do some project, definitely you can write some system programming. We have some system programming knowledge required. And we are writing some driver, do some device basics required. And some boot bring up activity, like how to bring up the board. So we need that type of skills are required. So like that, a lot of the things required that we are cover the level 1. Whatever level 1 we study, they are useful for level 2 also. So and the level 3 is a add-on level. Maybe if you want to learn more advanced thing like embedded Android, maybe especially some particular industrial, some projects related more advanced thing, level 3 you can choose it now. And one more thing, whoever joined the level 1 and level 2 in this course, level 1 and level 2 whoever joined this course, we provide the placement program also. The both working professionals and non-professional, non-fresher, we provide a placement assurance program for whoever joined the 2 levels actually. So the 2 levels in the placement assurance program will cover like how to prepare your profile. We have done some projects here, okay? So how to update the project in your profile, how to attend the interviews, so what type of questions are expected. The interview-oriented type of teaching happened. These are free of cost. Whoever joined the level 1, level 2, the placement assurance program is totally free of the cost, and you can see the syllabus also. And we'll tell you, we'll take some mock interviews also, and the level the placement program. Okay. So level 1 duration 1 month course. Level 2 duration 2 months. 2 months and 1 week, almost approximately 2 months only. The overall level 1, level 2 is happened 3.5 months approximately. 3.5 months is the duration, level 1 and level 2. Okay, okay, you can see the content we are going to start. The first of all, we are going discussing about the course structure, and later point of time we are going to see the skill set, like a new terminology. We are discussing what is the device driver, what is system programming, what is the platform driver, and what is the embedded Linux bootloader. We are discussing just the technology and the terminology of the course. And later point of time, I will cover the how to install the Linux kernel and how to run the commands, the basic level commands, and some practical workshop we are going to see. We are the beginner, maybe Linux, how to can use. Okay, so that is also we are going to cover in the coming session. Okay, workshop session. Okay, these are basic content. Okay, content of the workshop session. So yeah, you can see. Everyone see my screen? Can check it now. So you can see that basically operating system contains 3 layers. Operating system, the one first layer is called user, second layer is called kernel, third layer is called hardware. So, application program. Okay, that's called Linux operating system, Linux application. We are discussing everything Linux only. So called LAP, Linux application program. So the meaning of Unix application programming: write a program using standard C library in C programming point of view. Other language, maybe Java, maybe other language, they are using the API. So maybe Android app development, Android API level they are using. So they have some levels are there, API levels they follow. So the application program. Application programming is a different type of programming language, in a different way. Web application, Android app development, the different way application. Okay. So application like program is the library. Library behind use the system calls. System call. So libraries behind use the system calls. System calls are called a low-level function. Libraries are called a high-level function. The libraries are helpful to write an application program. System calls are communicated to the kernel. That's called a low-level interface now. So now you can see very clearly. The system calls are interface between the user and kernel. The one more definition also. So write a program using system call. That type of program is called a system programming. The Linux operating system point of Linux system program. That is called LSP. Linux system programming. Okay, the system program nothing but using the system calls. Application program nothing but using the library. For example, you understandable terminology, I tell you very clearly. Hello.c program, hello.c, like a hello world program, simple. The C program is hello.c, printf hello world. Printf is a library. The printf is a library. Printf is a library. Printf library behind contains system call is a write system call, right? Printf library behind write system call, scanf library behind read system call, MLOP library behind the BRK system call, like that. Every library corresponding system call should be there. System call is low-level function. In Linux, approximately 300 system calls are support. Linux operating system. So the system calls are communicated with kernel depending on the action, depending on the requirement. For example, you want mic on and off, the volume setting up and down. There's a divide operation, audio related divide operation. In case in the monitor change the resolution, you can change the device operation. Okay, they call divide operation. Divide operation has separate system calls are there. Okay, networking operations have separate system calls are there. Okay, every device corresponding some system calls are available here. That is called a low-level function. That is called system programming concept. System programming is very helpful to develop the device level test cases on it. That's a market requirement. So they are very, very important in the market now. Now most of the companies are a lot of requirement in their system programming. It is essential. In your system something is not working properly. So the main thing is that you want to find out the root cause, where the problem in the system. The answer is system call. The system level, how the system behind working principle and the mechanism, the system program is very helpful actually. So now you can tell about simply in the user space we have two layers are the user space. Top level called application programming, bottom level called system programming, the user point of view. So now system program after the kernel. In the kernel also we have two layers are there, kernel, okay? You can see the kernel also have two layers are there, kernel. Top layer is called a hardware independent layer. Hardware independent layer. Generally it's called a OS specific layer, operating specific layer. Bottom layer called a hardware dependent layer. So now here also have some programming is there, okay? So in the hardware independent layer, we are write the device drivers. Hardware dependent layer of device drivers are there. Okay, hardware independent device driver called a high level device drivers. High level device driver can call a high level device driver generally. Device driver program is required. Device drivers. Okay, this is called a low level device driver. Low level device driver indicate so low level device drivers that indicate the hardware dependent layer only. The low level device driver directly communicate the hardware. High level device driver, there is no hardware information. In the Linux point of view, high level device drivers are classified into three categories. The three categories are classified. First one character device driver, second one block device driver, third one network device driver. So user perspective, only 3 type of device in the Linux operating system. Okay, there is a high level point of view. There is character, block, and network. The meaning of character device driver, it can transfer the data character by character, byte-oriented devices. The meaning of block device driver, it can transfer data block-oriented device, block by block. The meaning of network device driver, it can transfer data packet-oriented, packet by packet. So the user perspective, only 3 type of drivers are there. But low-level device driver is depending on the physical communication. Okay, your device communicate I2C bus, SPI bus, UART bus, USB bus, depending on the protocol. So that's a low-level device driver. It's called a platform driver or bus driver. The name is like a different way. Okay, platform driver. Okay, or bus driver. Bus nothing but I2C bus, SPS, SPI bus, UART bus, like that. USB bus. So these are low-level device driver. So in the market, most of the requirement in the industry, the most of the requirement is this area now. The most of the requirement. I'm telling you that in the market, different types of real-time clock manufacturers are there. In the different type of like specifications are there. That's why here the requirement is there. Tomorrow, hardware, some real-time clock, other hardware, different real-time clock. But high-level drivers should be common only. No changes. In the real-time clock point of view, high-level drivers should be common. Where the modification in the hardware, because different manufacturers, different specifications are coming on. So tomorrow in your hardware, we can add some real-time clock that different one manufacturer. Okay, the different manufacturer are going to add. Okay, so that's very clear. Okay, understood, not clear. So that's why we have 2 type of layers actually. So we call it device level programming. So if you want to write a device level programming, you have knowledge about kernel functions now. So a lot of functions are there. We can study. We have a job in the device level session. Okay, the knowledge is very important actually. Okay, tomorrow we are going to write a high level driver, low level driver. Kernel maintains some standardization format that we are going to understand. The concept we are going to gain, that's sufficient. So now if you are going to write a device level program, we have requirement is a kernel function. Okay, kernel function requirement is there. Kernel functions on now. Kernel functions. So write system call behind the kernel function is there that is called sys_write. Sys_write. Can very clear. The user invokes the write system call in the system program behind sys_write invoke also. Sys_write. Every system call definition is a part of the kernel. The user invokes the system call, but definition is a part of the kernel, is a different layer. And one more thing, people try to understanding. User mode is a unprivileged mode, kernel mode is a privileged mode, like secure mode actually. Because maybe different actually, user and kernel. The safety point of view. For example, if you want to enter a kernel, you need some permission. Without the permission, you are not allowed the kernel mode. Because kernels have a lot of important things are running. By mistake, some program to corrupt the kernel service, your system is a hang up. There is a reason we have permission is required actually. The user is a unprivileged mode, kernel is a privileged mode. The permission mode is there only. So every system call behind the system call definition here only. But if you want to enable a system call, you take the permission. The permission taken in the form of trap, that is called a software interrupt. So I think coming session I'm going to cover in the Linux device session how system call works. Not only I'm explaining how system call works, I'm going to covering how to add a new system call in the existing kernel also. There is also market requirement. Tomorrow in your project, you have a requirement is there. You can add a new system call in your project, new system call. But how to add? That is you are going to covering also. Okay, the registration now. So you also kernel function, but you have also kernel, low-level kernel function. You have kernel function, but low-level device driver operations are there here. Low-level device driver operation. Generally call it dev_ops. Okay, dev_ops. So here sys_write invoke the dev_ops. The device operation. Device keyboard operation. Device mouse operation. Device touchscreen operation. The low-level driver operation. So these will invoke to the communicate the device. Your device can communicate, or the hardware. The device can communicate. behind. Understood now? So like that, there are different layers. Understood now that see application programming, system programming, device programming, and one more programming is there also. Linux kernel programming is there. Linux kernel programming, device programming, both is a part of the kernel only. But Linux kernel programming mainly focusing on kernel internals. The meaning of internals, synchronization mechanism, like how to register a driver, okay. So how to create an object in the Linux kernel, how to prepare algorithms, like the process management algorithm, memory management algorithm, that's the kernel internals one. So the Linux kernel internals, I think they, especially for very less amount of requirement in the market, the very rare, the option is very rare actually. But generally they are working for the computer science graduate, generally the Linux kernel development working on. But embedded engineer point of view, embedded software engineer point of view, they are working most of the time device drivers only, but especially low level driver, and we have knowledge about high level driver also. And one more thing, we have knowledge about kernel internals also. But we are not implement anything like kernel internal, but we have some knowledge, okay? So memory management, paging concept, the knowledge should be required, okay, to understand the concept, okay, clear. Yeah. So, and one more thing, in between hardware and kernel, so one more layer is there, you have some small, one more layer is there. So generally your laptop point of view is called BIOS. BIOS. Our embedded system generally is called a bootloader. So the in between device, in between hardware and kernel, whenever power on your hardware, the microprocessor load the kernel, the microprocessor start execution of the kernel in it. Before kernel, it can start the bootloader. That is called a BIOS now. The BIOS is there in your mobile phone also. In your mobile phone, just to power on the button, so you can see the manufacturer logo. So later on that time, okay, we can able to see the Android desktop environment. The logo well defined in the BIOS. That is called firmware programming. The BIOS program is called firmware programming, firmware, or bare metal programming. Bare metal programming, firmware programming, embedded C programming, microcontroller programming, different names in the market actually. The firmware programming is a general word. The firmware programming, the bare metal programming. So the embedded system is called a bootloader. Okay, generally we have the bootloader is a general word we can use. Okay, because the BIOS is a program is run only for system initialization time only. That just the power on time. So once power on your system, the BIOS you can do the basic hardware installation of the hardware. Now run the kernel in it. Once kernel start execution, okay, there is no the BIOS in the picture. BIOS job is completed now. BIOS run only for few seconds, 3-4 seconds from that's all. So once kernel start running, there is no meaning of the BIOS. Because once power on, we can see some logo. If you want to enter the BIOS menu, you have some options will be there. Your laptop F12 button, something. You can enter the BIOS menu, you can change some configuration, the BIOS, whatever you can do in the laptop. But our embedded graphical interface is not there. So we can do some kind of the pin, boot pin, something, okay? That we are discussing the embedded Linux session, how the boot sequence works and everything. The boot sequence is a very important concept now, in industry point of view, okay? Whenever power on your target board, how much time taken to bring up the board? That is called a boot sequence. In the market, one more requirement is there. That is a boot time optimization. The meaning of boot time optimization, whenever power on your Android phone as early as possible to open an Android the menu as early as possible. That is called a boot time. The boot time you can reducing is very important. That is why in the market requirement is there. How to reduce the boot time optimization? They have some techniques are there. So that is we are going discussing in the embedded Linux session next later. That is a very important concept clear. Okay. So actually the course we are divided. You can observe people observe the course we are divided to see the level one. So the level one indicate the very clear essential level. In this essential level, we have application programming covered. We'll cover application programming is a small portion. Okay, the C programming level, not like a graphical application, not like that. The C level programming, application program covered, and we focus most of the time on the system programming. the system internals, okay, and one more thing, the device drivers. The mainly the level 1 we are focusing on system programming and device drivers. So whenever we are going to explain the system programming, definitely cover application programming also. The parallel comparison required. System programming, application programming, device driver. The meaning of device driver up to the kernel high level layer. So up to the kernel high, the level 1 is completing one, level 1. The essential level. But actual requirement is what? Level, this one, level 2. The market requirement level 2. So what is the level 2? So the level 2 we can study fully the whole system, the level 2. The level 2. The level 2 we are cover the platform driver, bus driver, okay, platform driver, bus driver, the low level driver we cover more, and the bootloader concept we covered, and the boot sequence job we covered. So the level 2 we ultimately I'm telling about level 2 we are going to cover from top to bottom the whole system functionality. Top to bottom, the system top to bottom functionality now. How the things are working from the high level layer to low level layer and low level layer to high level. The whole functionality of the system we are going to cover into the level 2 session. So once level 2 completed, we can understand everything. For example, you are open notepad, write something, how keyboard works. The keyboard can type some character. Where the program recognize the behind some interrupt occur, how to cut the keyboard data, the information how Linux kernel can handle, the information how to transfer the application, that everything, the whole framework, from top to bottom, fully can understandable, clearly each and every line, the programmatically code flow, and tomorrow we have some bug in the code, we can able to fix it now. The bug is a maybe high level layer, maybe low level layer, maybe system programming, maybe BIOS, or maybe bootloader. Any area we can able to solve the problem. Then the full system understanding is the level 2. The level 2 we are going to cover the projects now. The meaning of projects nothing but, for example, we have from level 2 we are going to start working on hardware board level 2. Level 1 there is no hardware board only. The level 1 we are covered to everything, your laptop sufficient, your laptop desktop computer sufficient, Intel microprocessor sufficient only. There you can, because the hardware independent layer, nothing but anywhere you can learn what the architecture independent layer, level 1, but level 2 hardware compulsory. Okay, we are in the hardware the BeagleBone Black, the entire core syllabus, the BeagleBone Black hardware we are using. But the BeagleBone Black hardware we are going to covering for the whole framework from top to bottom. The clear the understanding we are going to implementing also level 2. So and one more thing, I will show the hardware also, you can understand more clearly. Yeah. So this is just to given a summary of the course. Now you can see. Yeah, my slide you can able to see here. Okay. The same thing whatever I just now told. I mentioned one picture clearly. You can see here. People can see now here. Okay. Yeah, now the same thing, whatever I can cover, you have people observing very clear. This picture explains the same thing, okay? You can see now the application programming, write a program using the library, the printf, scanf like that. System programming, write a program using system call, write system call, read system calls, like that. What the kernel programming, device drivers, okay? The driver programming nothing but kernel programming. Write a program using kernel function. Okay, kernel functions are printk. We are going discussing many kernel functions are there now. We are discussing in the device driver programming session. So and the low level device driver operations are also kernel functions only, but it directly impact to the hardware. Hardware. In between hardware and kernel, we have bootloader is there. The bootloader is called a firmware programming. This program runs for system initialization time only. So the very clearly the level 1 we covered the this layer, okay, 3 layers. The user level totally covered, but kernel level up to the high level layer covered. But level 2 will cover the whole system from the entire system from the top to bottom. Will cover the level 2 that is called the projects. Okay, we are going to also. Okay, so these are just to we have idea about the overall course curriculum level 1, level 2. Okay, but level 1, level 2, what the content is there, what the benefit, you can see the so clear information. In the next slides, you can see, yeah, you can see the level 1, you can see first. So the level 1 I mentioned clearly the main object of the level 1. So we are going to cover the Linux basics. In case you don't have Linux knowledge, already have Linux knowledge, well and good. Even if you don't have Linux knowledge also, we can learn the Linux basics. And one more thing, cell programming, very important. The Linux shell scripting. The shell scripting everybody use. I think Linux operating system, many people are working. Administrator, developer, okay, application developer, system level programmer, device level programmer, the configuration management team, administration team. So many people in the Linux, many people are working a different way actually. A server team, cloud computing team, different people working in the Linux environment. Okay, Linux everywhere is there. So, but everybody, Linux, everyone should learn the shell programming. Shell programming is essential for everyone because shell programming nowadays your people shell or Python is very important. First shell programming, later find a Python you can learn it. Shell is essential programming. You can save your time like a automation point of view. It plays very important role. Okay, the shell scripting required for everybody in the Linux now. Everyone learn Linux basic shell programming and system level programming because I am telling about we are system level programmer. We are not application programmer. We are people system level programmer because we are understand the system internals now, how the things are working internally. Okay, that we are the system level programmer have a lot of demand in the market compared to application programmer. Because system level programmer should understand the system internals. It's not a simple thing. We learn a lot of concept behind. Okay, so and one more thing I forgot to explain. Everyone, please here. Yeah, see, see my screen. One more point. Okay, people observe now. So everyone clear. See, try to understand. Device programming, low level, high level programming in the Linux kernel. You can see the Linux kernel, the type of programming language. In the Linux kernel, the type of programming language, 90% the programming language, C programming language is there. See, the 5% is assembly language, remaining 5% shell programming, like a scripting language is there. In the Linux kernel, the programming language there, 90% C programming language. Okay, either high level driver, low level driver, the programming language is always C only. System level programming is also C programming language. The system level programming language is C programming language. Application programming, you can use C programming also. Okay, but application generally can Java, some of the web application like that, different. General C also can use now. So you can see, except the application, your people observe now. The system level programming, C programming language, kernel C programming language, and BIOS also, bootloader also C programming language one. Bootloader, embedded C, we call embedded C programming. Okay, embedded C is a bare metal programming. So very simple. The meaning of embedded C, there is no operating system concept. That's all. No operating system concept. Without operating system concept, that we call bare metal programming. Okay, now that is another embedded C programming. That is the bootloader programming actually. So here C programming is there. Here C programming is there. So ultimately, people try to understand what happened. Tell me, everything is C programming only. So nowadays, recent survey also, C programming is the topmost programming language. Okay, nowadays Python is there. Okay, Python is only for the application side only, app development or maybe the automation process. The Python is a very easy programming language. Everyone can learn. But C programming is a many concept behind because the system level programmer. And one more thing, the Linux kernel, they are in the C programming language implemented object-oriented principle also. Like the object constructor, destructor, okay, all the object-oriented principle they are developed now. Using C programming language, function pointer, data structure, they are implemented. So that's why what I'm telling about C programming is a very important. If you are going to enter a advanced embedded system, especially for the device programmer or embedded Linux programmer, definitely C program plays very important role. In your system, try to understand, in your system, only graphic application only have the different programming language, but the graphic application behind what are the library, what are the way you communicate the hardware, the entire programming is C only. People try to understand C programming, lot of importance in the market. So application programming is the only top level. Look at the web application, whatever, database management, whatever. But behind the system works the C programming language. Your Android phone have Android apps are there. That is the Java programming Android app. Behind Android app, how to communicate the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GSM, GPS. Okay, the behind the system calls are there. Okay, Android is a Linux based operating system. Android behind Linux kernel running. And under behind which kernel running? Linux kernel running. The same kernel, whatever the same drivers, but the system is Android. Understand everyone? Android. Linux everywhere is there. No, Linux everywhere is there. Linux like is a god. Okay, Linux is there in your mobile phone in the form of Android. Linux, my laptop running in the form of Ubuntu or Debian. Linux running the server in the form of the CentOS. Linux everywhere is there. The names are different. Everyone, God is everywhere. The name is different. Okay, like that, the Linux is a lot of importance in the market. Okay, so, and the programming language behind the C programming is a very important way. See the system programming part. You can see that very clearly. The system programming the part. One minute. Yeah, see. So this is the part you can see. What the part now? So in the system programming, we are going to study about operating system concept. So especially there is a the file process, the file management is very important actually. Linux can understand any file system. Generally, DOS is a fat file system, Windows NTFS file system, Linux is extendable file system, ext4 file system. So the meaning of file system, how user can organize the files. Okay, for example, everywhere people create a folder, create a file, copy file one location to another location, everywhere job. But how the things are works? Do you have anytime you have question? How it works? The answer is a file system. The file system manages the file information, file metadata. Okay, file management is one of the part of kernel responsibility. And user, your responsibility what? Create a file. That's all. But who create the file? Kernel. The kernel is the core component of the system. Kernel maintains the file management service. The service maintains the file. Okay, file management, process management, multi-programming, the user can create multiple applications now, multi-process, multi-programming, and memory management. The dynamic memory allocation. They know how memory required, how allocate the memory, deallocate the memory, how it works. The memory management system. Inter-process communication. How to communicate the two independent processes together. The best example, Word document. Open a Word document. Run the print option. In the Word document, you have press the print option. Now the printer driver is open. The printer is a HP printer. Word document Microsoft. So how to communicate in the two process? Microsoft different process, printer with different process, but they are communicated together. That we call inter-process communication. Two different processes communicated together. IPC mechanisms. In the market, many IPC mechanisms are there. Very, very important. Message queue, shared memory, pipes, socket programming. Socket programming is very important nowadays actually. Especially server client programming, how client server program together to communicate in network. The very important concept. Okay. And multi-thread, the number of threads, multiple threads also. Thread also very important concept. Thread. Okay. Thread plays very important. So threads are very, very important for performance point of view. Okay. So why threads are very important? For example, your program looking some kind of device event, some IO event looking now. But IO device not ready. Your device not ready. Your device busy with some other activity now. But your program unnecessarily waiting for the IO event only. To avoid this concept, go to threads only. So your program waiting for IO event, meanwhile you can perform simultaneously other task, like other thread. They are called threads now. The threads we are going discussing now, multi-thread. So in the LSP, the multi-thread programming, socket programming, synchronization mechanism, okay, file management, process management, memory management, they are skill set in your profile. Once LSP completed, in your profile, in your resume, you can add this skill set now. Everyone expected these are the technical, very, very important, okay, things, okay. And real-time example, where you can use LSP practically. LSP is subject where you can use. The best example in the real time is a device level test cases. Okay, for example, you have the market requirement is there now. Display driver test case. Okay, what are the display driver test cases now? The test case in the display can write all the colors now, white color, black color. That is a test case, display test cases now. You can develop some test cases now. EV test, like input event test cases only. Like you can read the input data, like a keyboard data, mouse data, all the event input information, RTC test case, frame buffer test cases, I2C test cases, SPI test cases. We have different type of test cases, Wi-Fi test cases, Bluetooth test cases. Every device have corresponding test cases are available. The test cases we are going to implement via LSP, system programming knowledge required. This is a market requirement actually. So because of the most of the industry, the companies they are expecting the test cases now. Because we are customizing the test cases according to the device. Because day by day, lot of modification in the device. Today one camera, tomorrow other camera. Day by day camera, lot of modifications are coming. So they are telling you 2 cameras, 3 cameras, and some resolution camera. Lot of the new things in the camera is coming on. Whenever camera the new things are coming, we have the new type of the modifications also coming in the picture on now. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, the LSP practical example I'm taking very okay. So next level 1. So one more another thing in the level 1. Okay, so another you can is a one more. Okay, is a level 1 device drivers also. Yeah, one more device drivers are there. So in a device driver, what is the skill set? So if you want as a device driver programming, you want for the module programming concept. The module programming like it, nothing but whenever you use a functionality, load the module. You don't want need a functionality, unload the module. Like that device driver also. Best example, USB driver. Whenever you can insert the USB pen drive, the USB driver loaded into the system. Whenever you want to save remove button, the driver unloaded from the system. So the driver loading or unloading depending on the requirement, depending on the demand. Okay, that is the reason is that you can go to the real-time example, module programming. And one more thing, Linux interrupt handling. How Linux handle the interrupt? That is very important. So because interrupt handling is recommended compared to pooling concept. Because interrupt handling is a performance point of view better. How Linux can handle interrupt handling like a top up, bottom up, the bottom up 3 more modes, like a lot of concept is there behind that we are going discussing about. And kernel threads. Threads, no, I told threads not only user space, kernel space also threads are there. What is the difference between kernel thread and user thread? How to create a kernel thread? What is the application of kernel thread? And what is kernel timer? Timers are very important because as a programmer, you have a responsibility maintaining some delay. The delay sometimes millisecond, microsecond, nanosecond, the delay are increasing or decreasing also. So the delay plays very important role. Okay, the timers are very important actually. Kernel timer, the kernel provides some timer function. Okay, with the help of the function maintain the delays. Okay, that we are going to discussing. And one more character device driver. I told the user point of 3 type of drivers actually: character, block, network drivers. That is coming to high level layer that we are discussing. And multiple character device driver, multiple applications communicate the driver. Then what happens? How to communicate? So all the skill set in your profile you can update in the device driver session, the content of the device driver. Okay, and where you can use the practically where is the important of the device driver session. So very important is I'm telling very beautiful thing is the device driver session. I'm telling about high level device driver session practically very helpful. Understand the existing subsystem. Example I'm telling about input subsystem only for input devices. ISA, audio, V4 Linux, video, network, separate, camera, industrial IoT, display. So that every device have Linux maintain a separate subsystem. Like a top to bottom has separate vertical is there actually, vertical separate one is there. And that subsystem we are going to study. For example, tomorrow we have responsibility to work on a display subsystem. They mention clearly in the display subsystem what is the structures are there, how to interact the user to kernel, what are system calls are there, which system call you can use, how to communicate, the very clearly mention each and every subsystem clearly with the example programs and but every subsystem is not required for anybody, is not required. But at least you can study few number of subsystems. But depending on your experience, once enter to the industry or once working on the embedded Linux driver development, you can learn one by one actually. So I'm telling you about some people are working on the display subsystem last 5 years onwards. The last 5 years onwards, same subsystem only. Some people are working the audio from the last 10 years onwards. Some people working the Wi-Fi from last 5 years onwards. So that tomorrow the industry decide where you are going to work. But we have knowledge to learn at least some subsystem, 1 or 2 subsystem you can try to understand before you can get the opportunity in the industry. Okay, the many subsystems are there. Okay, the subsystems are very important. Okay. Okay, that we are discussing clearly in the LED session. Okay, so that's why LSP and LED, the both are like a C programming language only, but LSP is a user level, LED is a kernel level. So now the both programming have different the concepts are there. That's we are going discussing very clearly in the coming session, the device and the LSP session. That is the level 1 only. Okay, the level 1 session. So next one, level 2. What level 2 tell me? Real-time projects. So now this is ultimate actually, because what I'm telling about in your profile, you can add some experience, like because we are working some domain, we are going to another domain as a working professional, maybe fresher. We are going to depending on your interest. People are interested to learn that new technology. Like we are going to add on the career point of view. We are going to work on a new target board. We are going to change the skill set. Okay, we can do it. Some real-time projects. Okay, the level 2 we are going to cover the real-time projects. The level 2 can see very clearly the level 2 the market requirement. See very clearly how to add or put new devices into existing hardware. The ultimate actually. Okay, so what is the market requirement? Tell me. For example, I am working in the Qualcomm team, Qualcomm company. So my students are many people on the Qualcomm. Okay, now a lot of people are there. Okay, so my people are every day. The Qualcomm employees every day. They have a responsibility to add a new kind of device. Okay, the mobile phone day by day what happens? The new things are coming on. Tomorrow, today one display, tomorrow one more display is there. Today one sensor, tomorrow one more sensor. They want to, the device is same only, but the device functionality little bit variation. That we are going to find out, customize the driver. Sometimes you can add a new driver. Okay, so there is a market requirement one now. Understood now? For example, you can see handheld terminal is there. Handheld terminal is like a small printer is there and the keypad is there. Small display is there. You can go advanced on a handheld terminal. The display is coming to TFT display, touch screen is coming. Low level handheld terminal, small monochrome display and without touch screen is there. Like depending on the same product is coming to low level and high level. So that's why every device you are going to add some device peripheral depending on the product requirement and the company requirement you are going to add on. So the ultimately the market requirement is that you are going to add existing so you are going to add new device to existing board. Okay, the board already existing, but you can add some new kind of peripheral. Okay, that is a I2C or SPI, whatever keypad or whatever you are going to interface the new kind of the peripheral, GSM or GPS, whatever you are going to interface. Now that is a clearly market requirement. That we are going to study here now. Once this session completed, we have the capability to interface any kind of a device to any kind of the hardware board. That is not a matter, anything. Okay, no, the 100% processor is ARM only. No, the microcontroller, whoever, the Qualcomm chipset, Samsung chipset, whatever the chipset, whatever SoC, but we have capability to interface the device. Okay, so this session is very important. Especially this session we study about embedded Linux boot sequencing. Okay, the boot time optimization, board customization. This is very important actually. Okay, this session. Okay, we are discussing. Okay, see. So now you can see here the skill set. There are people observe now. So from this session onwards, okay, from the level 2 session, okay, you can I'll tell you the level 2 session. Okay, in the level 2 session, you can see the syllabus in the level 2. In the you can see now you are doing this hardware board actually. Level 2. From level 2 session, the session level 2 onwards, you are in the hardware board. The level 2 session is the what embedded Linux. Okay, you are connecting the hardware board. So people observe everyone see here. I'm telling you very important point. So we are the BeagleBone block. The BeagleBone block we are using now. BeagleBone block. Okay. So the BeagleBone block is available in the market. You can buy anywhere. Okay. But the BeagleBone block have only few number of peripherals are there. There are not many number of peripherals. Okay, for example, you are interested to do some project on the BeagleBone block. How is the project? We can add some peripheral on the BeagleBone block. We can interface something. So that is the reason actually Kernel Master design and manufacturing the BeagleBone block expansion board. You can see blue color board now. That is called a BeagleBone block expansion board now. The BeagleBone block expansion board design and manufactured by Kernel Master. Okay, but we are provide this board. Okay, another board is available. So this board contain the display. You can see the display is there, and the board contain I2C interface like a RTC, EEPROM, accelerometer sensor, SPA to Ethernet module. Okay, the analog zone, Analog zone is a temperature sensor, potentiometer, buzzer, and switches. The CAN, RS-485. Okay, many things. So many things are there. We can do any kind of the project on this board. Okay, this board is expansion board. We are designing and we are manufacturing. We will provide this board from the level 2 onwards. Who are the people join the level 2? The board will provide. The level 2, whatever the content we are going deliverable, everything execution on this target board onwards. Every day we have hands-on session, the real hands-on session, because it's a real-time project. The hands-on session on the existing board. We will get the real experience on in this type of the board. Okay, that's what I can see. And I'm telling people, please observe clearly. Don't work on the Raspberry Pi board. I'm telling very clearly, because if you are becoming embedded Linux developer, the Raspberry Pi is not our choice. You are becoming an application programmer, cloud computing. You can go to the Raspberry Pi board. Okay, now the Raspberry Pi board designed for only for app development only, the main focus. Okay, now the embedded Linux point of view, board bringer point of view, the system internals point of view, we can the better choice is their BeagleBone Black. Because BeagleBone Black, whoever manufacturing Texas company, the TI, Texas Instrumentation, TI company, they provide full information on the manuals, pin diagram, schematic, and everything they are providing also. So here we have any question, everything answer is available. The full support is there now. The Raspberry Pi is not like that actually. The Raspberry Pi won't plug and play like that. Okay, if you are adding something to Raspberry Pi, that's a really difficult task only. But here is not like that. So you are going to add something here, within few seconds you can do it now. But with conceptually, everything, full subject system you can do it. That's what I'm telling about. People, please try to understanding. Raspberry Pi is not our choice if you are going to learn the embedded subject. The BeagleBone Black is the right choice only. Okay, and one more thing, in the market nowadays, BeagleBone Black AA board is there, AA. That is also this board support only. AA board, BeagleBone Black, wireless board, many models are there. This expansion board support. Okay, so we put some lot of effort, maybe many number of years you can put some lot of effort and design this board. Okay, now the lot of working experience, this board is coming in the market now. So I recommend that you can use this board, learn everything from the level 2. Level 2 is the important requirement. Okay, clear. Yeah, one more thing. Yeah, one more thing. Yeah, can you see my screen? Yeah, see. These are the BeagleBone Black. Okay, see BeagleBone Black. So the BeagleBone Black is like can see this real-time project. So the real-time project, if you are going to do some real-time project on the hardware, the starting step is a setup development environment. That is common for any project, but we are going to set up a embedded Linux development environment. Okay, because the embedded Linux environment is not simple. We have some target board, we have the whole system like your laptop, we have some communication interface through network or USB, some serial. Okay, we have some kind of setup is required. Okay, the setup environment. The setup, it takes some time. Okay, now that's the first the project requirement actually. Actually, people know that, for example, you are all working in the industry, you have some project plan is there. So any project has some time plan is there only. The time plan, the phase one they mentioned clearly study phase, or maybe mentioned like a initialization phase, or maybe like a setup phase only, the phase one. Where setup we have create the environment actually. Once environment is ready, later point of time, our job is a development start, implementation part start. Okay, this what I'm telling people try to understanding the level 2 embedded Linux with the Yocto project on BeagleBone Black. This course you get the concept from it, very clearly concept, and here you can learn some projects also, boot sequence project, boot optimization projects. You can do some projects also, you can do it. Ultimately, this session I'm telling about understand the environment. So that this session very clearly explain once program your board, how the board will bring up, how the things are working, the very clearly explain this session. The very, very beautiful session. This is a very my favorite subject, this one. Embedded with the Yocto project. It's very interesting. Every day working the hardware, just the power on how the things work. This session explained clearly, your people of this session explained clearly, once power on your hardware board, there is the starting step. The starting step is the program counter. Where the program counter? Where the program counter? Where the address? Which one? Roam code. What the Roam code? The Roam code contain what kind of the program? What kind of job it can perform? Roam code is the one stage, starting stage. Okay, next stage is the bootloader. What is bootloader responsibility? How Roam code invoke the bootloader? What is bootloader responsibility? How bootloader load the kernel image? The very beautiful subject. I think how the things works in your hardware, your laptop or your any electron device, the how it works. The answer here. Every day, people every day with electron device, mobile phone or whatever. Every day you have some idea, the power on your phone. Okay, what happened? Actually, so when I wrote the code in my experience, when I power on your Samsung phone, the first will come the Samsung logo. That logo wrote by myself. And then my Samsung company. I'm the long back I worked on Samsung company. My responsibility, the Samsung company, my job role responsibility, show the logo. Just to my Samsung phone. Every day, I'm the guy, whenever I can see the Samsung phone, I'm feeling very happy. Every day with the Samsung phone only, because the one Samsung phone power on the Samsung phone, whatever the logo is coming, the logo behind the program developed by myself, I'm the one of the person, I wrote the code, I know how the things are working. That's really beautiful. So the Sony TV, the power on, but the Sony logo is coming. How it works? Just power on some logo is coming. How it works? That we call bootstrap logo. That is a very important. That things your laptop power on, how the logo is coming. So that is like that movement onward, the starting movement onward, until you are booting sequence, up to the US phase. This subject covered very clearly. So don't miss this subject actually. The beautiful one. Because if you are working on this subject, hardware compulsory now. Okay. The before subjects are what I mean, just your Linux laptop you can done because of high level layer, you can do it whatever operational way, hardware independent layer, you can do it whatever you want. But this subject, especially hardware board, is essential. Okay? People understand, no? Very important the concept. Yeah. So and the real-time projects you can see the Yocto project. Yocto is a lot of market requirement nowadays. Yocto. We cover in this session Yocto project also. Yocto, simple. Yocto build root. Build root Yocto, embedded Android. All are the things like a setup embedded Linux development environment. Like that. Setup. Because setup the embedded development environment is not an easy job. In the Yocto project, they're telling like a Yocto, they're giving the some code downloading, they're telling some menu configuration, you can do that one, automatically works only. Because Yocto save your time. Build root save your time. I'm sure no, save the time. Because behind some scripts are there, automation job is there. That environment we are going to study, the build environment, the Yocto. In this course, we cover Yocto also. The 3 weeks course. This is only for 3 weeks course. The last week we cover the Yocto project. First 2 weeks we cover the board builder activities on cover. Okay. So next we can see the next one. Okay. In this course, the ultimate last one is the project actually. The project. The course more than the project now. How to add a new I2C divide. How to add a new SPA divide. You can see in this course now the second module we are going to explain clearly I2C protocol from very basic to up to advanced level. Okay, you don't know I2C protocol, no problem. We'll cover the basics onwards, zero program knowledge onwards. We'll cover zero. We don't know anything about I2C. We start I2C inter-integrated circuit. What I2C protocol, the master and slave communication. Everything we cover. The protocol format and the slave how to communicating. Everything we cover. I2C, SPA, UART, GPIO. We'll cover all the things now. Now your projects are there. What kind of projects? Tell me. In your profile, we can add some project name. Okay. Example, I'm telling data logger, weather monitor system, IoT gateway, hands-on terminal, point of sale, Wi-Fi router, okay, setup box. Like that, you can n number of projects you can add it now. I will suggest you people how to add a project in your profile. We are going to add experience on your profile. Ultimately, what I'm telling, if you complete the level 1, level 2, level 2 completed, in your profile, in your resume, we can add 3+ years of real-time experience. We have that kind of capability. Okay, that is a damn sure. You can follow my class, you can follow my lecturer, you can do practice whatever I'm telling the hands-on by the board. You can do we can add that experience in a profile. Not only add an experience, I'm telling about, even once you can survey the job also. You are team lead, somebody asks the question, you have answer is there. You have right answer is there. You have the right answer is there. Any question you have the answer is there. Everything. So that way we are teaching. Okay, not like in the basic level. If you want detailed syllabus, you can see level 1, level 2. The detailed syllabus you can go here. The Linux system programming detailed syllabus you can download. Okay, yeah, the Linux system programming only some detailed syllabus is there actually. Linux system programming. So the detail here the summary Linux system programming. I told now signal, process management, synchronous mechanism, IPC, socket programming. The detailed syllabus is there on detailed syllabus. Every syllabus, every session clear mention the object, what are the topics are going to cover, what are the lab assignments, answer session. So everything clearly are covered in the session. Okay, the detailed syllabus. Okay, and device driver session. Yeah, the detailed syllabus is there. You can go to the device driver session. So they are skill set now. Add in your profile. In your resume, you can add the skill set now. Once the device driver session completed, so they are the device driver the topics now. They explain very clearly, very detailed manner. Okay, everything. The material also provide very detailed manner. Okay, presentation and the example program, everything you provide now clear, and you provide some interview questions also. For every subject, what type of interview questions are expected. We provide some assignments. The very interesting. Okay, yeah. So and the level one, you can click here fees and offer. Okay, fees. So level 1 is a 1 month course. Level 1. Okay, we are going to cover the workshop today. Is a Linux basics and shell programming. Is the prerequisites only. Level 1. So in the level 1, the course fee structure level 1 system programming 9,500, divided 9,500. So the total 19,000 rupees. Within the India we can pay this price, but we have discount is there actually. What the discount? So you can pay tomorrow, the 9th November. Tomorrow is the last day. Tomorrow you can pay each module 500 rupee discount now. 500 plus 500, 1,000 rupee discount for you can pay tomorrow, and you can pay the both courses at a time. But the device driver system program you can pay at a time. 1,000 rupees more discount is there. Finally, you can get that 2,000 rupee discount. The 17,000 you can pay before tomorrow. Okay, you can join this course actually. This course, the offer. The level 1 offer. Level 1 is a 1 month course only. Level 2, I told you, level 2, we can add in profile 3+ years of experience. Level 2 is completed. We can do some projects now. Level 2 completed. Finally, we can understand the overall system framework from the top to bottom. Okay, when we can work the new subsystem also in the Linux kernel. We have that kind of capabilities there. The level 2 completed only. Okay, level 2 you can see the 4 modules are the level 2. So you can see the level 2 fee structure. You can see the level 2 fees structure we are going to level. So level 2 prerequisite level 1 only. Okay, level 1 complete, level 2 can come now. The level 1, the advantage, level 1 the total have 4 modules are there. So level 1, the embedding 3-week session, remaining all of 2-week session only. But level 2 overall fee structure is 32,000 rupees now. You can pay 32,000 rupees at a time. You can join the level 2. We will offer the kernel master expansion board. The board price 4,800 rupees now. The board we are getting now. You can see that the offer now. Okay, whoever joined the level 2 at a time, we will provide the bigger Bombla expansion board with free of cost. Okay, if you are interested, you can the shipping charge only can bear, but we'll ship the board. Okay, wherever you located, maybe India or any country, we'll ship the board now. No, not a problem. Okay, anywhere shipping will do it, but the expansion board is available is a free of cost if you join the pay the at a time now. The choice you got. This offer. Okay, another level 2. So level 3 is that depending on your requirement, maybe very rare actually. If you want to do more number of things, you can go Android or Wi-Fi or the IoT you can do now. And I told already. I told okay. Level 1, level 2 completed from Kernel Master. We provide the placement assurance program also. The meaning of placement assurance program, I told very clearly. We will explain clearly how to update the profile. We will provide the interview opportunities. Companies will provide you. Okay, we will tell you the interview questions and everything. The separate course only. This course you have free of cost. There are no extra charges on them. If you join level 1 and level 2. Okay, the level 1, level 2 join, the benefits are there. Okay, so that is option you are okay. The course. Okay. So now I'm going to start the Linux basics, commands and everything. But before I can start the Linux basics command, okay, where people have any question can ask me. I will clarify your doubts, and a few minutes, then we can go.
Hello. Yeah, so I have one question regarding like you have mentioned that that BeagleBone board is good for the development perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but why can't we use the Raspberry Pi board? Because in the Raspberry Pi, I think all the interfaces are covered, like the I2C, SPI, HDMI, and USB and other stuffs as well. And you can also develop the on the Raspberry Pi with the Yocto build system as well.
This I can understand your question very clearly. Actually, yeah, okay, whatever the peripherals on the BeagleBone Black like I2C, SPI, GPIO, the same kind of peripherals are available in Raspberry Pi also, I can agree. So the thing is what tell me, actually what your people tell me, we are understand the things clearly internally, like for example, I power on the board, what happened? Where the starting step? The starting step is the initialization part. Where is the code? Where the beginning code now? That kind of information Raspberry Pi not mentioned anywhere. Raspberry Pi is the manual documentation they are hide now. They don't tell in clear information. So the things behind we don't know. Okay, the Raspberry Pi team they provide a library like that. For example, you want I2C add-on. They're telling about in the US space some application given only, like a Python script like the script run I2C device can add on. But how to add? No answer. Okay, but what I'm telling about the things internally, no answer. Okay, the peripherals are there. The real industry, tell me, the real industry tomorrow, the Qualcomm company, tomorrow, what is the real industry? Tell me, the Qualcomm, Samsung, what is the real industry? The real industry, we can come to low level onwards now. Tomorrow, some problem is there, how to get a solution? You should understand the clear information. Okay? That is called low level programming. That kind of things are possible only for BeagleBone Black only. The BeagleBone Black, I will tell you, initialization chapter, how the board bring up initialization chapter is a 5,000 pages are there document. No, that kind of document we can't find in the Raspberry Pi. Nowhere. No information. The bootloader code is there, but where is the documentation? So without the data sheet, without the technical manual, because we are not designing the chipset. We are people are understand the chipset. Someone developing. We need a manual. The manual is the best document for embedded software engineer. The documentation is not available in the Raspberry Pi side. It is available here that no the BeagleBone Black side. In the BeagleBone Black, I'm telling very clearly, in the BeagleBone Black, in the low level, you can face any kind of technical problem. We can get the solution within 1 or 2 days only. That type of support is there. But Raspberry Pi, no answer. Raspberry Pi, everything is like a plug and play like that. The minimum plug and play, you can add IPTDY in the user, add IPTDY, they're telling you to connect the wire and they're telling you can do it now. But the low level stuff, they're hide now. They never give any information, okay? Okay. I think, Ritesh, you can understand?
Yeah, understand. So the Beagle Black, the board that is developed by you, or you are planning to use the ready-made board?
The BeagleBone Black is developed by the TI company. The board
Yes,
expansion,
yes,
expansion. The BeagleBone Black doesn't have many number of peripherals. For example, our goal is
yes, yes.
what? We people to do some project. We are interface some peripherals. That is the reason Kernel Master design expansion board.
Okay, okay.
The expansion board, okay? The expansion board.
Yes,
So now you can see, uh, if you I remove the BeagleBone Black, just the BeagleBone, the BeagleBone,
yes.
BeagleBone. Okay, just to get in expansion board, just you can plug on like that. So this expansion board have there so many peripherals are there. For example, you can have some part, you can do it. Data logger project, hands-on terminal, whatever you have anything, IoT gateway, whatever you have any kind of the project you can implement here. We are ready-made like thing. We are interfacing. We provide, you can apply some patch, display driver, something that we are going to start with. We'll explain clearly in the course how to do the everything. So if you can do one project from your hands-on, understand clearly, the better answer is this board actually. Okay, sure. Answer. So only BeagleBone Black we can't nothing is done on the BeagleBone Black is what Ethernet and some power supply And the onboard, so no, there are no peripherals actually. No, just only down on the door, just you can see the output only. But where is the display and where is the sensor? Nothing. Okay, no, it's only no, the yeah. God, okay, good, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the providing information.
You're fine. Welcome.
Are you going to provide Beagle board and a board and a Canal Master board together, or only one board?
Yeah. We are providing only expansion board only. Expansion board worth, we are right now, we are selling this board to our students. Right now, this board worth 4,800 rupees. The board 4,800 without Beagle board black. 4,800 rupees. Why this board price? You can see that many peripherals are there here. So a lot of work. CAN, RS485, the temperature sensor, humidity, so many things. SPT Ethernet, I2C, automated sensor, all the things you provide now. We can this board, okay. So this board is free of cost if you join the level 2, okay. This board we should be able to buy outside. Our Canal Master also provide this board. Okay, we can, if you want Beagle board black, we provide. Otherwise, you can order Amazon somewhere. It's available anywhere in the market.
Okay.
So regional C board, we can buy it anywhere. If you want both along with, we should pay the cost for this one with a free of cost right now. Okay, it's clear now?
Yeah.
And along with this board, we provide some cables also, some network cable or power adapter, and USB cable. Some cable we provide now. We don't want by anything now. We don't want by anything. So everything is coming one shot. Okay. If you buy this one, we buy serial port connector, different thing you can buy. Okay, not required. Everything is there now, ready made. Okay. So this board contains the serial to USB connector also there. Okay, generally, that's very important. That we can see the data and where the power on, where you can see the data. No, the serial port very important. The serial port is there actually. That's right. Okay.
Is there any microcontroller or just only peripherals on that Canal Master?
Canal Master expansion board, only peripherals are there. Peripheral, the peripherals. Okay, the peripherals. I will show the schematic diagram. We provide the user manual, schematic diagram, full-fledged documentation. We provide the repository, kernel code, patches, everything. Full support is there. Everything.
Okay, sir.
I will show the repositories also. We can also work in the open repository only. GitHub, GitHub, na? GitHub we can go. I will show the GitHub Canal Master repository is there. You can download the documentation, everything. You can see now. You can go to Canal Master GitHub now. Okay, can see here login is there. GitHub is there. GitHub now. Canal Master website. GitHub, you can click it now. You can go to Canal Master lab, GitLab, GitHub. It is the public. Anyone can download now. The public now. Can see UV source code, Debian 10. Canal Master support Debian 10 version now. The Beagle board black. KM Canal Master Beagle board black. Okay, kernel version 4.19, Yocto project, and we can embellish documentation. All the documentations are there. You can download all documentation now. Canal Master schematic diagram, the board schematic diagram. You can see. The Canal Master board schematic diagram is the expanded schematic diagram. You can here mention that clearly what kind of peripherals we are using. The full subject, everything is open. We don't put any comments, everything is open. The program is open, documents are open, we can go ahead. What are the peripherals, everything. So someone asked the question like, what are the salary package embedded platform driver development with the full knowledge? So definitely, I'm telling the package should be compared to software engineer, 3 to 4 times more depending on your performance. We can ask somebody in the Qualcomm company, Samsung, Xenix, AMD. We can find out some people. Their package should be 3 to 4 times more. And we have one requirement in the platform driver that no position. I think very difficult to find out the people. They have 3-4 positions at their market. Very difficult. Based on my experience, very difficult to find out the platform driver to the people because you have 5 positions in the software. Many people are coming, but the platform driver is very difficult to fill the gap. Okay, you can go to the maybe Naukri also. Naukri can go and search the embedded driver keyword. You can see how many openings are there. But very difficult to people are very less. Okay, we have a lot of demand is there in the market.